Good morning. This is the Innovation Conversation. I'm Kevin Coop.
And I'm Tom Furphy.
So, as we record this, Tom, Walmart Plus has been up and available for people to look at for about a week, eight, 9 days, something like that. We've both had a chance to kind of look at it. So, what do you think?
Oh, I think that it looks
As everything.
awesome. No, I don't know, it appears to be a good, solid program, right? You get unlimited delivery, you get fuel discounts, you get to use your Scan and Go app. Um, I guess I initially questioned when I was discovering the experience, like wondering why so much ado and so long ado about this. To me, it's probably the foundation of something really cool and potentially competitive with Prime. I don't think it even holds a candle to Prime right now. But again, it is a start. But there are a lot of other retailers doing something similar, right? Where you pay a base amount, you get included free delivery with an order minimum. And a lot of retailers are already doing, or offering their e-commerce assortment at the same price as their stores. And a lot of retailers already have Scan and Go. Now, I don't see this as a big step beyond that.
Yeah, it's not like gas discounts are a particularly new phenomenon either. And right now, gas
No,
is low.
yeah, right. I mean, yeah, gas discounts, especially 5 cents a gallon. I mean, you get into a lot of the other retailers' loyalty programs, and you spend heavily in those. You're doing a lot better than 5 cents a gallon. Now that's a reward for your patronage, but it's a lot to me. It's a lot more compelling than 5 cents. So I don't really want to diss it, because I think retailers do need to be doing these kinds of things. Not that they care that that they're going to get the opinions of folks like us, because God, I hope they don't care about that. But it is the right thing to do for your shoppers. You just need to be doing more, and you need to be doing more faster.
I'll diss it. I'll do that. Um, well, because I was underwhelmed. I mean, I have to say, when I signed on to use it, to look at it, I mean, I was just, and listen, okay, I've been an Amazon user since 1997. I am inculcated in that approach to things. But it struck me as being very little there. And one of the things you get when you come on to Amazon is an experience. I mean, you called the Walmart Plus experience an experience. I don't even know if I go that far, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's underwhelming. There's not that much there. When you go on Amazon, it's a sense of plenty, right? There's just, when they say they're the everything store, and you get that sense of it from the moment you go there, and it gets better with every time, because it's building on your experience.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, you're going to go to Amazon. You're going to find most likely what you want. It's most likely going to be at a good price. And there is no store versus non-store price. I mean, yeah, they do have different channels, and you can order the smallest, lowest value product and get it in 2 days or better for free.
Here's a
Now this is maybe even in a lot of cases faster than 2 day, because you're picking a slot. You get a 1 hour delivery slot, which is pretty good.
It's
Um,
$35 minimum.
It's a $35 minimum, which is fairly standard in the grocery delivery space. It's actually a pretty good minimum for the grocery delivery space. So that's pretty good. And the 1 hour time slot for delivery is also very good, because one of the biggest pushbacks for folks on not doing click and collect is if I have to be home over a 2 hour window, it's faster for me just to place my order online. In my time to go to the store parking lot, pick it up, and come back is a lot less than the 2 hours you're requiring me to sit at home. So that's good. But back to your point on Prime, yeah, I mean, that's just the retail experience is more robust. Plus, you get video and music, and everything else that comes with the benefits of Prime. Those benefits just keep coming at you.
it was interesting. One of the in the FAQs, one of the questions is, will my Walmart delivery person have Walmart ID? And the answer is no, he won't.
And didn't you expect when you clicked on that to see the word yes?
Yeah, that was
Like,
really surprised me. Well, who's making the deliveries then? I mean, are they just?
well, maybe they're being wearing a green Instacart shirt. Sorry.
Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, they could be. I mean, they have a relationship with Instacart. They work with them. There's no
Yeah,
reason.
they did just announce their burgeoning partnership with them. So
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. I just think that I was surprised. To the point you made.
yeah,
It's 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 taken a long time to get here. A lot of it delayed because of the pandemic.
yeah,
But I think they got some work to do because they're not scaring Amazon, and I don't think they're scaring Albertsons or Kroger or any
no,
kind of decent e-commerce offering.
no. I think what we see across the market is if you're in grocery e-commerce, not Instacart side, although Instacart service levels are right on par, or as at least as good or not better than this. Although they do mark up and their prices are higher. But most retailers that have committed to being in e-commerce are all there at this level of capability.
It's interesting, and I didn't think of it. You were talking a little bit about gas prices before, and to me, this is it's sort of it reflects how you have to be careful about where you build your benefits because things can change so dramatically. You talk about gas prices, you get a nickel off, which is great. Well, first of all, gas prices are low, although that could change next week.
Sure.
Right? Who knows? But there was a story in the New York Times this week is we're actually faster than expected getting to the point where electric cars are going to be the same price as gas cars. And that and it's way ahead of schedule. It's way ahead of where they thought it would be. And so again, it's sort of like you got to be careful. That's one of your benefits is gas prices, but suddenly because of an amazing shift in the marketplace, gas becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
You're right. A little bit of your foundation gets pulled out from under.
And we're driving a little bit less with a little less commuting, a little more working from home. So yeah, I mean, it's a solid benefit.
Yeah.
But I think we did the quick math, and at a nickel a gallon, even if you're a relatively heavy gas user, you're probably talking about, $3 to $5 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be massive, but it's nice and it does offset the cost. So don't want to mock the benefit for sure,
but it is interesting to see Walmart innovating. I mean, they made some announcements last week about they're changing their store structure. So apparently trying to eliminate some layers of management. It's unclear to me the extent to which that's going to, are they going to make the people on the front lines more entrepreneurial? Are they going to empower them more? I mean, they're giving some raises out, which is always great, but it's unclear to me of exactly, is this an effectiveness move? Is it an efficiency move? And how it's going to play.
I mean, I think as an industry, I think good retailers value their store teams, right? And you definitely want to invest in the right talent in your store teams and have their engagement with your shoppers be as rich as possible and as valuable to the shopper as possible. So I do think that kind of through this whole period of technology, kind of moving into the customer experience, no matter where they are. But including when they're at store. I think this notion of, investing in knowledge workers is pretty important. And so the traditional structure of, managers that are, that you reach higher levels of management generally because you've been proficient at running the operations of a store. You reach department management by being effective, in that department. And that's all super important. We're going to be introducing technology even throughout how the store operates and how folks interact with customers. so I think, the individuals in the stores are going to need to be more comfortable with technology. They're going to need to be able to use that technology to engage shoppers. Um, and one of the biggest benefits of being a store and being a physical environment is going to be the engagement that your team, has with your customers, and the knowledge that your customers can gain from the interaction with store folks. So, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know if the math means you spend less on labor in a store, or if it means you have half the staff at twice the pay, which may be just fine. I'm not sure exactly where they're at or what that math looks like,
Yeah, I'd be
but
willing
I
to.
do think it makes sense.
I'll be willing to bet it's not twice the pay. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
think
not.
pay is in the equation.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you something else. And the only other thing I'd say on that is, I hope they're being careful about the timing, because if Walmart, I got to believe Walmart staff is like most other retail staff. They got to be beaten up after the last 6 months.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been awful. And now they're staring at the holidays. And if they're making this change at a time where it's going to stress out these employees even more, it's not going to be pretty.
Whew. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I mean, the effort that the industry frontline workers have, what they have gone through, and they've been able to deliver for the shopper over the last 6 months has been, the word's used awful lot, heroic, but it's pretty remarkable, at least, what they've done. And I'm sure they need just a time to collect their breath a little bit before the holidays. And I have to imagine for many of them, the anxiety that this kind of announcement, brings on, they should definitely make sure that they're aware of it. I think that's a really, really, really good point.
And finally, we talked about Walmart and TikTok a few weeks ago on a previous innovation conversation. How interesting was it that they throw in with Microsoft? Microsoft doesn't get the deal. Oracle does, and it takes about 24 hours, and suddenly Walmart's in bed with Oracle. I mean, they move very quickly on that. I mean,
good for them. I think good for them. I mean, this, and we'll see how long term this new TikTok Global, I think that's what they're going to call the new entity. See how sticky that remains. But the numbers of users, the demographics of those users, the type of engagement, with what Walmart's looking to do as far as expansion of their customer base, the build out of their marketplace, and the build out of their ad platform, it's a pretty cool property for them to participate in. So I give them a ton of credit for pivoting as they did from one acquirer to the next. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, they pivoted really fast.
I guess do you get extra TikTok benefits with Walmart Plus?
It doesn't say on here, but you never know. I don't understand. Although I would be willing to bet this. I'll bet the Venn diagram of people who are TikTok users and are Walmart Plus users, that's got to be such a narrow sliver. I just don't think they're right. They're all like 13-year-old and 14-year-old kids.
Yes, this is true.
It was my 26-year-old daughter who I asked her about TikTok. He goes, Dad, that's for kids. It's like, oh, I can, okay. Anyway, all right. Well, we've dissected Walmart 3 different ways. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with a new innovation conversation. Tom, as always, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time, everybody.